Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Olorundare Blessing Titilayo, the Anchors Inc. If today is the first time you're stumbling on this channel, please click on the subscribe button right there. And to returning subscribers, welcome back. Today on this channel, I've got a gist. I love gisting. I've got a gist for us, and it's about prayer. There was something I experienced while on camp, NYC camp in Rivers State, Nowagbamtai. And since then I've wanted to actually talk about it, but I think this is the right time to actually do that. Um Before I tell you the story, let's look at what prayer is actually about. Like, what is prayer? When you hear the word prayer, what does it come with? Prayer is communication with the heavenlies. It's communication with your Father who is in heaven. Even Jesus Christ taught his disciples when they asked him how they should pray. And of course, most of us, if not all, actually knows the Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Okay, so prayer is what? Communication with your Father. Now, the bone of contention is, will God hear me when I pray out aloud or when I pray quietly? Yes. The point is both. God will hear you when you pray aloud and when you pray silently. Even the book of Ephesians 3:20 makes us understand that God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that you can ask or think. So that means it's two ways. You can actually ask by communicating with the Father, or think that's through your heart. Now the point is, I pray aloud. I do both, and I pray silently, depending on the environment I find myself and the circumstances surrounding that particular time. So why on camp? You know how camp can be like. I actually prepared. I try my best. Exercising my body so that my body will get used to the whole stress when I actually get there. But oh, I was really shocked when I got there, and the exercise didn't really help because my body knew I have really stressed um, the body. So why on camp? Waking up as early as 6 o'clock and the whole activities here and there. I Now getting to the hostel, when after the shower everybody wants to sleep, you at least press your phone, the missed calls, everything you've missed, and even the WhatsApp messages, just to do few things before you sleep. And all of a sudden, let's say anything 12, we just hear this loud voice from one corner. A lady, actually, like, she was praying aloud. Like, I am a Christian, but I felt somehow in this kind of environment, you should have empathy. You know how stressful this place has been for everybody, and we only have limited time to at least put our head on our pillow and sleep before the whole trumpet wake us up the next morning. So it bothers me, like, why will she do such a thing? And people around we complain that and told her to lower her voice. But to our ultimate surprise, the lady wouldn't even, like, she didn't even listen to us. Rather than, like, she would rather increase the volume than lower her voice. It was annoying. Like, seriously, it was really annoying. Like, are we not Christians? Like, never, like, why would she do such a thing? Now let's try and represent Christ well. So I was thinking within me, like, let's even say I'm not a Christian, or I don't even know God, and this kind of lazy wake ups the next morning, you know it's like hostel life, two bunks, and she tries to preach Christ to me. Do you think I will even listen? See, let me be sincere with you, I wouldn't. Yeah, I will not listen to her. Like, if it was just a night and it stopped, I would have even thought, maybe, I don't know what will have happened. I don't want to jump into conclusion. but it continues every day. Yes, it continues. So if it was just a night, I would have just concluded in my heart that perhaps, I don't know, like I don't want to jump into conclusion, that I don't know what would have warrant like her shouting and praying out aloud, but it continues on a daily basis. Like when it's time for us to just lie down, put our head on the pillow and to sleep, and like she doesn't have that empathy. And many of you out there listening or watching this video might have encountered such or have such experience, or even you, and you might not even see anything bad in it. Please, it is not actually the best. Represent Christ well, put people around you into consideration. There are actually places you can pray out aloud. We have places like the church of God is a very good environment to do that. We have prayer grounds, and even if you stay alone and perhaps your neighbors are not with you, or let's say the distance between the buildings are kind of far, and you know you wouldn't disturb others, you can actually pray out aloud, but not all the time. Like, make sure you put people around you into consideration. We have the likes of Elijah. He prayed and God heard him. Like, he prayed vigorously and God heard him. Even Anna in the Bible, that um secluded herself, entered the temple to pray, she didn't even pray out aloud. Like, that kind of groaning, that you're lost in the spirit, communing with your father. And even the priest walked in and thought she was drunk. He had to check the time. I was like, at this time this woman is already drunk, and she opened her eyes and explained to him that she wasn't drunk, but she was just pouring out her heart unto the Father. And the priest blessed her, and God heard her. So there are so many ways to pray unto God with thanksgiving in your heart. Please always make sure you don't disturb people around you when praying. In your thoughts, silently, in the corner of your room, on your altar, you can pray and God will still hear you. Okay? So God, who created the air, of course you wouldn't say he doesn't have a head. Like, we are created in God's image. That's my own thought, and that's what the Bible tells us, the book of Genesis. So he hears the groaning of her heart desires, he understands it all, even the one that words, that sometimes that words cannot even express the in-depth of your heart. There are sometimes I don't even know, like the book of Romans rightly said, that we don't even know what to pray, we don't know how to present it, but the Spirit maketh intercession for us on our behalf. You can groan in the Spirit. There are some times that I am like one of the what's his name, Jeremiah. You lament before the Father, you groan, you cry. Your tears is a language, it speaks to the Father. Your heart desire, your heart cry, it speaks to the Father. So please, God will still hear you, whether you pray out aloud, with a clause, depending on the environment, and without you disturbing your neighbor. Okay, so go out there and commune with the Father in the right way, in the right environment. Represent Christ well. I love you, but Christ loves you the most. Please follow me on Instagram at Olorundayo Blessing, and on Facebook, the Anchors Inc. or Olorundayo Blessing. Bye.